Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another evening of Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament 2026. It is week 3 with casual boots. Tonight's race is going to be between Hutch 755 and Zeph, with Hutch's mentor being Furious Prince 97 and Zeph's mentor being secretly a Sliver. On the restream, we have Squishy Panda for nap tracking, and I am host the Astros. And on the comms with me, we have Scoopula. Say hi, Scoop.
Good evening. The mentors themselves, Furious Prince is I don't actually know them that well, but secretly Sliver is heavy energy running. So depends if these are their standard mentors, might see more of an execution focus on the right side of your screen. Just a little tip. This is still early for everybody, so
Yes, it should be. We have our casual standard escape sequence here. So the first about, 5-10 minutes or so should be pretty much the standard opening.
This is 5.5 on a good day. Not the best day, but a good day. And most of the time, you'll see runners just head to Kakariko in the forest. I imagine it'll be about the same thing here today in this mode.
That sounds about right.
But as you can see, you start with boots and a sword. So then you worry about either one of those. But beyond that, we're just looking for 7 crystals wherever they happen to be out of the 10 possibilities. The map will tell us, or whenever we get the bosses dealt with.
Early Master Sword. We know chat always loves to see an early Master Sword.
Yeah. If it's me, I don't know, I usually people want to see a few things before we start whining about Aghanim, but I've seen enough of this. I mean, I'm already starting to worry. Nice, to have a sword for offense, but just a lamp at this point could be indicating that we might have some extra game here today.
Possibly. I know I myself had a little issue with that earlier in the seed this morning that I was running. It was casual boots, and everything pointed to an Aga seed, and at the last second I ended up getting the Titan's mitts, having to avoid Aga, which was nice.
Well, I can say I'm with you on that. I usually clear everything out before I commit to Aghanim. Now, sometimes you can big brain it, come away with it, and have an advantage. Not sure what the runners might do as far as aggressiveness goes. We'll see.
It's true, an early mushroom. How do you feel about that early mushroom there?
Well, see, that's another one. In my experience, I've seen the early mushroom is almost always something. Why? I don't know. But keep that in mind.
Be true.
So you see here, we're headed toward, I'm sure some people know in chat and some don't, so I'm just going to say it. We're headed toward a dark room here with no lamp. However, Standard Start has decided that you're just going to get a temporary one. I don't remember now. I think somebody told me, but if you were, for some reason, to come back through here, and you still don't have the lamp, I don't remember if it keeps this temporary code at that point or not. But
I would imagine it probably doesn't at that point.
Yeah, it's just something I was thinking about. Like you'll almost never see this, especially with boots, because the only thing you might want to come back for is the 3 chests in the back here, but we have access to that.
We have chat saying light cone always does stay active in the sewer in standard.
Cool. Sometimes I look at the technical reasons of things that I wasn't sure if it was like tied to rain state or some other easy to program thing.
I just think it's an interesting fact. I have no idea what the technical programming behind it would be, but I'd still be interested in the fact nonetheless.
Well, this is what I do during periods of linearity. I'll think of something and start spitting it out. Now, we had recently a 10-year anniversary event, and now I'm thinking the same thing. Like, was there a light cone on your instruments even like at all? I know. Okay, so now it's like one of the 5-6 crystals on desert, and then the Tower of Hera is going to be kind of power. Which one is it? The colors are backwards. It doesn't matter. Blue or red, same thing.
That's true. We had a 517 or 518 escape on one side, and what, a 552 on the other?
518 is not bad whenever, you're checking things.
Cat helping us out with a 5-6 pendant. Terra is a pendant and Crystal at Eastern. This is interesting. We've got a power glove and a mushroom. What do you think about illogical mount up the mountain soon, perhaps? I mean, obviously after CAC.
Yeah, well, the mountain at this point would be the lamp, same as would give us Aghanim. So if we do see that lamp, I'd imagine this means at least now we can do the mountain first between those two. On that, yeah, I'll just wait and see what the village has for us. We're looking at a hammer and a moon pearl, ideally.
I'm really impatient, I just really like to get into it and just go, let's go.
Yeah, there's after you get out of the escape, this is just kind of how this goes. I mean, you have choices, if not decisions, to make until we find like Dark World or something like a Dungeons Access. There must have been a 10 bomb drop, so no problems with picking up everything in here in one shot.
Alright, chat saying that the escape sequence always has the light cone because it would mess with the logic if it's not boot start, so you don't get a bomb in the back of the sequence.
That's a good point.
Might make sense there.
Yeah, you don't want to get locked out of something, which would have been what would happen if you had tied it to rain state or something. So,
Tempered sword already.
Yeah, sword and now a bottle. So one more thing that we can get while we're here. I failed to mention those. It's the sick kid, and if you have a flute, then you can turn it on while you're here too. That would be nice. But we'll take what we have so far. I think. That's a little fun fact about that chest. The programming, I'm sure, does not work this way at all, but the way I like to look at it is, if it's shut, you can throw the bomb over it. If it's open, I just like to say that the bomb hits the lid. So you can throw the bomb and wait just a quarter second until it clears, and then open it, save you the left-right there. I know it's like a few frames, but that's what we do here.
The frames add up.
I'm not sure if well, I don't, that one I don't know, because you might have to wait for the bomb timer anyway. I just do it.
Get some love over each side there. See if the sick kid's faking it.
2 of our fetch quests ready to go. Here's one, just a heart for that one. The other one will be the mushroom whenever runners feel so inclined.
I would feel more inclined to probably get that mushroom turned in just because it feels more logical. I mean, we found it right off in the back escape and all that, or in the escape sequence and the way out. So, I mean, it just seems like the right thing.
Yeah, I think you can do, well, with our money, I think we can do like the Zora area now. If we know how to get all that. Well, I say we do now because we have the flippers. No problem, no glitches necessary for that. And if we're still short, then, you know, we'll check the mushroom before diving into tough things like Eastern or Aghanim.
Almost there.
So this is another little, it's a point of opinions. If you head to the dam, it's an extra screen transition to come back, so I just use that as justification to run over and do Agina's Cave with the one thing in it. Now, because it's one thing, not everybody likes to do that, but I myself just refuse to get burned by it. So.
I would say for me, it would definitely depend on what I'm going to find in the mini Moldome cave. If I'm going to hit Agina first. Oh, we have an ice rod over there for the mini Moldome there.
And the other thing is that now I could be cooking something up in my head, but I thought I saw a book. If I'm lying, forget it. But I would have said if there was a book, that is a reason to skip Agina, because now it's not just one thing, and you still don't want to head there. So,
fair enough.
What I saw there, it's just a little point. We do pull the water walk. It just saves you time since you have your flippers to get up to Mammoth Bridge here. It's a nice thing to have for many reasons. So it being logical, I kind of am wondering what we'll see. So far, just some money.
Personally, I would probably, since I didn't find anything in the Ice Rod Cave or on the Hobo, I would probably run over and check Agina and then route it into Zora and the Mushroom if I didn't find anything.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad one. I don't think about that much, but typically you wouldn't go that so-called long way to Zora, but with no flute and a mushroom in hand, that could, that fits right together. So you see, sometimes even I don't think everything.
Well, also with only green mail too, you could stop by on the way back and pick up a potion there from the witch.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a bow on the ledge there, or not the ledge, on the island there.
Okay, so Dark World and a mirror for that. If that is the first one, we'll see. Yeah, like you say about potions too, especially in a tournament like this, you have your money. Doesn't always happen.
And a little bit of protection goes a long way.
So for the low price of half our current piggy bank, we get a blue stick. So, I mean, we'll hang on.
Not a terrible trade-off. Oh, sorry. Wrong blue stick.
Oh, yeah, the game calls many things sticks. I've noticed. Yeah, I wouldn't have hated Burner either.
Still no mushroom check though, huh?
Yeah, see, this is not imagine, like I said, because of what I said. I'm just guessing here. There's be able to allow them to tell people to go through the whirlpool. That flute, yeah. So nice to have early. Boots means it's not too hard to go back, turn it on. Which we'll see is going to happen right now. No better time. It's nice whenever you can, if you really want to go to Eastern, you can get back there, no problem, having a glove and a flute to go to the point.
True, but where is that mean for?
We still need 2 items, whether that's another glove or the hammer, plus the pearl. So here's where I would say, agony noises increase, but we still don't have that lamp, and we need that lamp for logical access, fire rod for practiced access. But at this point, you have your Regina Cave and Eastern Palace, I believe.
Mushroom check there over on Zeph's side.
One of the rare ones, like I say, seems to always have something early, but...
Hey, you know what? If they had the second bow, those would be silver arrows, so they'd be a little bit more valuable. Just a little.
Yeah.
Doesn't make them worth it, but just a bit more valuable.
It's funny you mention that, because we hope we don't see it, but it happens sometimes where you're at the end of the game, like, now let's say Armos is your last crystal or something, and you're just out of arrows, and you're in a little bit of trouble when you get to GT. You'll see sometimes people digging out front with the shovel.
You've been stalking my streams.
Well,
sorry,
at least
that's happened to me one too many times.
It doesn't come up until it does, and yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a pain when that happens. Who hasn't had that happen to them? Seriously.
Right. Okay, so one piece of glass for another from the old man. New pearl in hand there. Doesn't immediately do anything, but we were looking for it. So 2 checks up here, only one of which we can get. Be careful when you're in speed dirt. You don't want to hop past your platform. I think Zeph is just hoping this is something with a blind check.
Yeah, just dipping over on Hutch's side, heading to Sanctuary, or out of Sanctuary. Hook shot.
So if Zeph can get this, because I still haven't figured it out. Like, I do what they tell me, and it doesn't work, so...
I had Gumby mentor me through this one a couple of times, and every time I've done it with him perfectly, I do it on my own, I mess it up somehow.
I mean, it's good. Let's put it this way: this loadout with what we're trying to do, it's good practice. To be sure, you can do it. I think, but with a hook shot, if you fail it, you're okay. Now, if you were going to Hera here, you lose time.
Honestly, if it was any other item of significance aside from like the hammer, I probably would have just saved and quit and just went back somewhere else instead of trying to run through and set all that up.
Yeah, I mean, even today, I would try that there just to maybe eventually figure out what I'm doing wrong. But there's a lineup where you push against a torch, go down, and then buffer diagonal up so you're at the right horizontal. But then I guess I messed something up after. So Hutch on the way to the Moon Pearl while we see
lamp over on Zeph's side.
Yeah, I was gonna say we still got more chests. Let's keep praying, and we did, in fact, the very next one find a way to bypass Aghanim. I believe they checked the tree. There was nothing, right? So then we won't need that ever. Just a little bit of a scare that way. Finish this out here with Spiral Cave, another one of these things that's not something you'll typically wind up closer to than you are now.
I don't think we can finish it out on Zeph's side. If I was Zeph, I'd probably dip Dark World with that glove there, Dark Death Mountain on that side, and go back up and hit Hookshot Cave, the Super Funny Cave.
Yeah, you're right. Not only does this finish you out with what you would have had before that mid pickup, but this puts you right at the one portal you can use. You need a hammer.
We could also get a sneak peek at Turtle Rock too.
Right. So yeah, another 6 checks. Plus an entrance check. That's going for the visual on Underspec Rock and seeing that we want that. Zeph trying to skip through the block there with a hook shot. There's like no collision on these things for moving blocks, so you're hoping to get through it by hooking onto the other one.
But I would have just went back up and down the stairs myself. But
yeah.
Hey,
sometimes the hook doesn't fire based on the immediately prior inputs, and why that is, I haven't figured that out either. So
I mess that one up myself with the hook shot all the time. I just go up the stairs and come back down and then boot over.
And of course, you have a mirror, you can do something similar. You push out instead of the hook, and the block just goes away. So, not getting in, even if we had continued access to the top of the rock until we find the ether down. Touch being careful here, and it's a good thing because coming back here is a little slow.
Very impressed with both runners. I mean, following right in each other's footsteps with logic, pretty much step in step.
Yeah, you can break the mold here and do something like Eastern if you really wanted. But we have our Dark World now. It's there's access through one point currently in the village, but it is something. I guess we do have Ice Palace already, don't we? Not very fun Ice Palace, but we have it.
Yeah, look at King's Tomb here.
It's a good level of armor to have for now, I think.
Definitely.
be a little testy with the only thing. Every other video game, it's like, well, we like armor, but the only thing here when we do things this way is without a mirror, you could end up spending time if your defense and life is too good.
Chat saying, oop, now that we have a look at the Dark World map, chat was saying about Ice Palace, but I don't know. We got a pendant over in Misery Mire and a green pendant in Swamp. The other 6 crystals over on Pod. I don't know. I think I might dip Thieves Town and do Village of Outcasts while I'm here before I go to Ice Palace.
Yeah, Kane for the icebreaker trick would have pushed me over there for sure, but I have no problem bypassing that myself without one. And the question is, how much of Thieves Town do you do here? And I only say this because you might have to miss an item.
I would do the whole thing if you can clear it. You can clear it. It's a crystal dungeon. It won't take you too long to come back when you have the hammer, just as long as you don't forget.
I usually make a decision based on how much stuff's in the front. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's just something I pick.
Of course, I'm speaking just my own personal experience, what I would do.
Yeah, that's what we do here. A lot of people don't worry about the big chests without a hammer and do just fine, like I overclear, so.
All I'm saying is that I wouldn't let the hammer keep me from Thieves Town if it was a crystal. If it was a pendant, most certain.
Yep, I'll skip it, and that's when the hammer is just in blinds, made in cell there. Happens a lot.
Plus, I would say as a runner at almost the 30-minute mark, I'd probably want to get a crystal on the board. I don't know. Especially if I have one that's clearable, you know? Got commenting that we saw 2 items in the front. They're not minding the odds. Yeah, I don't mind them either.
Yeah, my little template goes 0 or 1. I might turn back. And then that death warping thing I mentioned before too, if it's just more trouble than it's worth to get out, well then just keep going, even if you were otherwise planning not to, so. I'm sure it's one of those things best not overthought. It's just what I do. A piece of important knowledge. Maybe not as important. I mean, we have tempered, but like, let's say you don't. The little grasshopper things, they go down with a hook shot. Same with the penguins and Ice Palace and things like that. Can be nice offense in a pinch.
Oh, yes, it's definitely saved me a few times.
When we do the mentor tournament, I like to point out things that, wouldn't have come up just in case the mentees hadn't thought about it, because they'll watch this back later, so I like to add them in. I love this Zazak, who always seems to be able to find that hole through the gates. Just, what a guy.
I believe that was, our 3rd or 4th item there over in Thieves Town.
Yeah, I kind of lost track.
Yeah, on Scout too.
Well, if I would have noticed what was next to the hole in the attic, I would have. Okay.
It was all clean blind fight, hopefully.
Well, got the right idea to start, which is most of what I concern myself with. Just get behind him and hold it out. Nine hits with anything that works, and that's a dungeon down. Won't be this week, but you can see sometimes people get forced to do blind with a red cane. Funny if not fun.
We have chat questioning if Thieves Town is hammer locked since the small keys locked itself in the chest.
That's a good question. I should know that. I don't. I just
We have
know
a mirror over in the sea house there.
That's good, I guess, because now at least you can do K45 and some Smith chain, if not all of it. So it's a good place to find it.
We have Hutch finally, not finally, but just making his way through the Thieves Town there. Hopefully he'll decide to clear through it and not just dip through the front. Picking up on a 20 over on Dig Game on Zeph's side.
Business owners in Hyrule do okay under this format because you don't really care about your money that you're keeping.
Pretty weird economy.
So Zeph, yeah, I was gonna go ahead. It took a bit to think, but I was gonna opt to do some frog turn-ins here. And then I would imagine continue on directly to turn in the purple chest and now, ideally, perfect world, perfect day. You have powder, you have hammer to get all this while you're here, but just may have been part of the decision-making process. Like, do we want to potentially do this twice, or just see what we can do now?
I mean, I would, if it was me right now, I'd finish out the Smith chain down here to K45 hype cave, get the purple chest turned in and all of that. Then maybe head over to the desert, check Checkerboard Cave, Meyer Shed. Push my way from there over if I didn't find progression, like a fire rod. If I don't find a fire rod at that point, push over towards Pod and Eastern.
Right.
It's a lot of bits, so it's a lot of bits.
I didn't even think about this yet, and it's funny because I normally obsess with chat / Restreamer is mentioning about Skull Woods. We didn't touch it. I don't know why I didn't think at the time, but usually on the way through there, I guess it could be good to at least check the front in Skullwoods.
It could be a good idea.
But thinking about, I guess, since they didn't, works out today that when they do that, it could include Graveyard Ledge as well, because if they'd have done that the first point, you wouldn't have had to mirror for that. It's 2 bombs for 5 checks. They called them hype.
Oh, there's the book.
The book is TBD. Bow is nice. So
Silvers are on Hylia. Unlike Hylia there.
Yeah, and we do have access to that too. So there's, it's hype officially. I could just run right over and pick them up. So if we still have that purple chest and follower status, that's good because I forgot. And you do this because first time you take a mirror, you're going to lose it. Might be a little close there, but it should work. Yeah.
Looks like we're going to see a Bombos tablet over on Zeph's side. I don't mind the play. Maybe dip that into a Dean and then go to the desert.
Yeah, you don't know what this is, so you check it. Now, if you really want your silvers, you best go get them now, but if not, then that's fine. Yeah, run into a Gina would not have hurt there. I guess this is originally why I started doing it early, or at least trying to justify it, is because then I forget if I don't. So that's possible.
Raiders.
Welcome in, Zoe Desan, with 16. It says GMP, it's the Mentor Tournament Week 3 Casual Boots. And we're going to have to redo that. We're going to get to the chest, but we got Hutch and Zeph, and so far we got Dark World Myths Access. Hammer, you know, tends to be fun in these situations, we'll call it. Still looking for it.
How do you feel about Zeph not getting those silvers?
I'm okay with it. I mean, just another guess. I would say that he's probably planning to just pick him up later. Based on,
he's going to be back there for a while, though.
Yeah. See, this is about when I look at things when I'm playing. I would say Swamp normally, but that is one we would hope to avoid here today. The only other thing is, I guess, based on what I've seen so far, I'm going to guess Zeph is versed in Silverless Ganon, and with Tempered, it isn't the biggest deal on the planet not having him. The other things that would be useful for are also tolerable, so if he doesn't make it back, I think he's okay.
Well, yeah. I just, true.
So Finch is talking about on the way to ice. Now I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, you have to be in the light world for that, and he figured that out. But I play a lot of inverted, and depending on what flavor you play, that's not always the case. So sometimes that island... Actually, no, come to think of it, the island, you don't even need a mirror at that point.
No, I believe in inverted, it has the ladder there for you.
Well, let's put it this way. If you want the silvers going to ice, you're going to want to have the hammer, for sure. Because you're not going to come from Kakariko just to go to Ice Palace for some silvers. So now, here's what I would have done from Hutch. And I've been burned on this before, so no surprises, but you'll get this chest here and then head to Hype Cave. Get your book and then be like, well, darn, I gotta come back. I mean, there's no blame here, it's geographically closer, so why not?
Yeah, I don't blame him in the least. I mean, I wouldn't want to risk losing the chest or anything either, so...
Yeah, part of Rando has always been, keep in mind of the things you're leaving, so in that case you could be telling yourself, well, what if the book is here? And it is. You gotta make one decision or another. Just an immediate kind of, well, crap.
See you again. We didn't see again, right?
No. Yeah, that was a good time for it. That's why I wondered if maybe Zeph did not have it in his mind at the time.
Fire rod on a game sounds nice to me.
So Hutch will be picking up those silvers. Second crystal here for Zeph. One of the 5-6. The other one we're going to need a hammer for to get. So unsure what now the pyramid could have. I guess a medallion could be. Medallions and an ice rod, if we didn't already have it, are the popular choices usually. It could be anything that isn't hammerlock that we don't already have. So. Red cane, red shooty stick. So now this is another thing. You're going for your silvers, but at least this puts you now closer to pod, which is, with mids to the dark world, is always a thing and always will be a kind of unpleasant trip to make because you're going clear across in the dark world. No flute to help you or nothing, so no shortage of times that the hammer's been in here though, so any reason you can have to come in before it is, I don't think, a bad one. So yeah, this is like Fernap says, divergence for real. As we see, Zeph looks like maybe wants, maybe wanted to check. Oh no, we did mine already, that's why. I was going to say, that would be a good choice, but it was done. Oh wait, we have a hammer. Where'd it come from? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I heard you say fire rod or something. And I was like,
no, hammer. I said I was saying hammer or fire rod on Agino would be nice. And
okay.
Then Zeph went in, and then boom, there was the hammer. So I was like, oh, there's hammer on Agino.
I ruined that one. Sorry. Yeah.
That's quite all right. I was the one excited over here, and I was like, oh, I guess I was a little too excited.
No, you're not. I'm stupid.
No, not at all.
Well, no, I like whenever comms manifest things, and so.
Well, I didn't mean to, but hey, at least it's an easy spot.
It's a good thing, at least. I manifest the bad things. So I get called out too. It happens. There's a good chance of that today. We'll see, though. But yeah, no, that's pretty key, and don't know when Hutch will get to that.
Well, on Zeph's side, he can full clear Pod and Eastern. Well, Hutch can only clear out Eastern. He'll have to get back and dump Zeph it.
Yeah, you have the mirror here, so it feels good for everybody. Just a little better for Zeph. Hundreds of trips through here. It's arrows on the left in that room, arrows on both in the other one.
That's saying that they hope that Hutch doesn't get thrown off the track from Pod. I mean, honestly, I don't really see him getting thrown off the track unless we find an item of significance. I'm not going to say any items because I'm not going to manifest it. But I'm just saying anything of significance.
Well, I'll volunteer that, if it were going to be in a dungeon, a fire rod here would be well indicated, I would think.
I think that would definitely throw Hutch right off. He would probably end up going right over to Skull Woods area.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it gets you something done, like Incoherence says, but it's...
It puts Light's house, makes it a lot easier as well.
Things you have to do anyway, but... It's just easier for me to come up with stuff like that than it is to figure out what reason Hutch will have to end up at a unit. And that also means that the hammer was Sphere 1, so I mean, you could have a lot of overworld stuff in the dark world, over underworld, with things in them potentially, not just Skull Woods.
Gives us a lot of options, yeah.
So, well, it's just we found the myths first, but if it were on the quote-unquote playthrough, those would have been second. sometimes in rando, when you recognize that, you can prioritize some checks over others. Maybe do a little better, maybe. So Hutch, yeah, into a dungeon now that I imagine is probably going to get full cleared anyway. It's not often you get to go no disc just for whatever reason, so not a big deal in here. There is that choice based on what you find, as if you're going to go all the way through to the back. I always do, but
yeah, even if it's a 50-50 shot, I'll still clear it all the way through, because you know what? It's the one time you don't check that item's going to be sitting there, you know?
like most things, boots make it better. Finding the spot for the projectile between the ledge and the chest. It's going to be a little finicky sometimes, but what I like to do is line up next to the chest, but not the whole way, just in like nudge range, and then let it push me down. I guess mostly just so I don't, nudge more when trying to turn when you're already turned.
I just hope I don't mess up. I'm still a bit new to this.
So Red Cane, Fire Rod, Ether, any of those would be nice. Many options. Even if you were in a skipping mood, I'd say this is probably worth a check. Oh wait, never mind, we needed that. See, I don't pay attention through dungeons, I never do, and I should. It makes you feel better.
Right.
Knowing that you have to come here instead of making a decision.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know, I play rando, right? But yet I'm afraid of making decisions. It's weird. Okay.
Oh, well, there's the ether.
That's right on pass. That's good. Well, it's an uncompletable mire. Wonder how soon you might look at that.
Mire being a pendant, I don't think they're going to probably dip in there anytime soon.
Yeah. True enough, I didn't either.
They might go to Eastern, get that ether, and head right over to Ice Palace right after.
Yeah, the big thing remains is that Hutch needs to get toward again somehow. If going through Mire puts him there, I guess I'm all for it.
Chat's saying it'd be a nice place to hide the Fire Rod and the Red Cane is in Misery Mire. You know what? That would be a mean place to hide it.
That was going to be my curse line, where I don't mention about the many French vanilla canes I've had lately, more than average. And especially in a pendant, like you say. So.
And not even a green pendant. That we can't, even justify it. Well, it's a third check on the green pendant. No,
right.
No, it was still a pendant.
Well, hopefully, if we feel compelled to do a weird pendant, we can get a pet check first. Have that
I would probably dip Swamp House before I would dip Mire.
Right. Yeah, we have that too.
Green pendant,
Yeah, now for Hutch's purposes, Swamp, is only going to have a hammer in the first chest, right? Well, I mean, that's for everybody, but it's just because Hutch doesn't have the thing yet. But if they have been briefed on the clip to bypass the hammer, then, we can all still do the whole thing.
Bypass the hammer?
Yeah, it's just actually a pretty recent thing that was figured out. You set up a bomb, there's probably a couple ways to do it, but you set up a bomb in the right spot where you would need to instead spend a key, hit a hammer block, and flood the first floatable room. If you put the bomb down and line up right, you don't need it. You just hook shot right through.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about not needing the hammer for pot through there without it. I was like, that's where I was confused. I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Well, I thought that might have been possible, but that's okay because you like explaining things on content.
Specky clip. Yeah, I understand Specky clip. I've done that before. I thought you were talking about a way in chat. Correct. Yeah. Sorry. My apologies.
No, like I say, I do this because I have to imagine there's people who haven't heard of it. And it's still fairly new.
Oh yeah, no, I misunderstood the dungeon you were referring to. That was my mistake.
So somebody would get something out of it. Like I said, I don't even know if the runners know about it. It's pretty popular, so probably. But it's funny though, just a little anecdote. I always had this thing where I'd hammer dash through the pots in the room prior, so then I'd leave the hammer out, right? And that way, like before quick swap and things, I didn't have to worry about it. Of course, we like our clips, but now I have to swap back over to the bombs instead of just leaving the hammer out.
You okay? Sorry.
No, it adds a step for me in my little mental prep thing. But we gotta do it because it's in the game now. So Zeph here will have to spend a few shots with the foregone silvers. We're gonna try to get a good quick setup here. There's two that I've seen. This is the easier one. The other one, you stand in the middle and do some spinny dervish stuff. It's kind of insane to look at. Either way, quick work. 18 arrows in, and crystal comes off the ceiling. On you go. Where does Zeph go? Guess maybe ice.
I think they might be going to Swamp. Or maybe going to get their silvers.
Yeah, either would be fair in the list of optional things.
Chat saying 5-6 big bomb.
Alright, yeah, and the hammer makes that easier. I forgot who actually had the thing.
I think they thought what we thought, and we're trying to do all of them at the same time. They were going to go silvers, they were going to go big bomb, they were going to go swamp all at the same time. Now they settled on silvers.
Yeah, I mean, all three of those are fine to me.
I mean, they're tough decisions.
Yep.
This is ice.
A run into ice, so it's like I mentioned before, if you can combine the island into this, that's the best way you're going to be able to do it after you've already scouted it. So it means Zeph is, at least today, an adherent to the always be clearing mantra. Despite no fire rod, no red cane, this is the thing you have to do. So even if it's slow, even if the cane, is somewhere easy, this is a decision you can live with. Indeed, on the way out. Yeah, I was kind of hoping there because we saw the trip to checkerboard, and I was hoping this was going to be next and not like a dip out. But yeah, finding the hammer now, it could be a quick return trip to pod, possibly.
Better now than later.
Yep, it won't be any faster, so might as well. I would bet Zeph is trying to remember the way to do this with just the one bomb. And you know what? I don't understand myself because I've done it, I've learned it, and it's something I apparently can't retain.
I honestly never really took the time to learn it because the sheer amount of times that I'm actually in a situation where I'm going to need to utilize it, which I know is a horrible thing to say as a mentee. I should learn it. I do need to learn it. But like I said, it's just for me, it's just quicker and easier. Just give them a couple slashes and take the extra 3.5 seconds to plant another bomb or whatever it's going to take,
Yeah, it hurts less and faster on like now that we have that, but a lot of the old timers were more to what you said. The point of that was close. That was almost a trip to the bottom right hole. There's a lot of old timers that call the bomb jump and going that way as though. Like I've heard it said like this, making it sound like you're always going to have a cane. Well, you're not. So yeah, it's good to have all this handy.
I just personally, if that's the 3 seconds that gets me, the few seconds that gets me, then you know what? Then I probably should have learned it by that point. You know what I mean? That's the kind of level where I put that kind of a thing. Like it's not on a high priority list for me. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's, teach their own. I mean, eventually I will put some time into it, but I don't really see a point at the level that I'm at,
I mean, everybody picks up things in different order. I still don't know Meyer Spooky. Just don't.
Oh no, the Ice Palace bridge jump, that I can do. I'm talking about the bomb placement there for the skeletons there.
Now, if you're caneless in here, the dream is finding a small key in the Pengator room. Just so you don't have to do all that, but that's not great odds on that one. Somebody in the combo rando thing was talking about, that thing that can happen up here. It's too late to curse. If the cane's just here, it's not. I tried.
You did try.
Yeah, if the cane's there, you always have a simultaneous, just, screw you game and quiet little sigh of relief because at that point, you made the right call coming in here. But without it, it's just an oh well.
Chat saying you need to predict it with conviction. I think you were lacking there.
Yeah, probably because I get in trouble. Try to be careful, but I know it probably makes things worse.
Well, we already did it once with Agina and the hammer. The seed said, "Ha ha, keep testing me," and you know what? We learned our lesson. We're just gonna leave it at that today.
I'm still waiting for the hack, and I've looked into it, but I'm terrible at assembly. But the one where you treat it like, hard mode battleship, where items move around based on other things. But you would have to write logic into the ROM itself for that. Funny though.
Not opposed to the idea. I just have no idea how that would work. But I'm interested.
Not very well, because it would. The CPU is taxed as it is. That's probably why it hasn't been done.
You could always hope and dream.
Faster ROM might have given more overhead. I haven't gotten into that much of the sticks of it, but you run in a race and you see an item get picked up and the next runner comes by just because they did something different, it's something else. Probably wouldn't make for a very good race, but
yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be like playing two different seeds. Ooh. Ooh, over there we got the fire rod and the mirror shield there on Hutch's side, and some blue too. Wow, one-stop shopping.
Yeah, so the 5-6 was a thing. So we gotta get to the light world there, and then I guess head to Skull Woods.
That could just be the little boost there that Hutch needs to catch up for a little there.
Welcome into Houston Baba with the 4. Good stream, I hope. And to those coming in, this is Week 3 Mentor Tournament Casual Boost between Hutch 755 and Zeph. Both runners of which I'd say are playing pretty well. There was one decision here that kind of has dictated the results to this point, that being the hammer and Agina, everybody's favorite to check, just to pick up or not. Looks like, with another crystal in hand there, I'm gonna guess. No, actually, no, I'm not. I have no idea what Zeph wants now.
I would assume he's going to probably do the 5-6 crystal, the bomb there, and then head over to Skullwoods himself.
Yeah, that looks like what's happening. In this case, I figured I was missing a few options.
Waiting for Zeph to do the bomb and get his big bomb there in the fire rod. Do be sure to give our runners a follow, as well as the tracker Furnap and our commentators, I myself, Austin Ostros, and Scrupula.
Just a bunch of odds over there. I play this game. They tell us to stream, so I do. You don't hear me yell about them. One of these days I'll forget that and leave the mic on. It'll be unpleasant, but if you're hoping, that's where you go do it.
But
just like here, even though this is late enough to be comfortable to me, the number of times you go down a moth and you're fine, and you're not fine, because it just constantly hits the spikes and has its damage negated, and it's fantastic.
everybody's favorite boss. It's not even the boss that's hard, it's the room. Worst room.
Alright, so I do not know an item count here. So Hutch is going back through or not.
I believe there is still one more. But I think he ran straight to the back.
Well, this is something that took me years to learn, but if you do the front first, you can oftentimes get information on what this chest here is, because a lot of times it's just a key.
Like it was right there. Nice play.
It just has to do with the doors you have access to. You only need, so I guess you don't need any dropped keys, but the game assumes that you're going to spend them all in doors you don't need to be in. So
You never waste keys here. Just kidding. I've wasted so many keys.
well, it would be nice one of these days to see that room like above the left-hand exit there again. I just know it's a ring of disappearing tiles. Lots of useless things. There's rooms in like Desert and Turtle Rock in about the same place that are useless. Now there's some crazy modes that do send you in there. Typically the ones with pots you need to pick up. But outside of that, you don't see them anymore.
Cat asking if we saw a ped check. We did not see a pedestal check. But I don't think we saw a graveyard ledge either, did we?
No bumper. So we're gonna probably see that here on the way out. Again, pending, like you'd mentioned, with another thing, finding something in the front. But the ped would have been a good time there. It's not easy to remember. I know I struggled for a long time remembering, how to drag the light world in your mind with you as you move. Same reason I still forget to, like in, say, a keys mode, do Aghanim Tower along with Pyramid when I have the mirror.
Cat saying the pedestal can't hurt you. Misery Mire needs Kane. But we don't need Misery Mire. It's only a pendant today.
Yeah, I thought about saying it, but then I was like gonna look and see if we needed something else. But then I didn't. I just forgot. So is that really all we need then? Just Kane. Obviously, it always seems like you need a bunch of stuff, and then next time you pay attention, it's just the one. Maybe it's because the last one always seems to take a while.
Oh, we have the silver arrow that would kill Ganon on the ledge there. Bumper cave ledge.
Yeah, with deference to the runner, we'll just say that they knew it was dead and chose not to check it for that point. And like I said, I just didn't run it all in my head yet.
Just a little piece of love there on the ledge.
Yeah, nothing there either. A couple remaining hammer checks. Mire. Catfish. As I realized whenever Hutch turned around.
Anybody check Hera?
No. None of that either.
Basement Hera.
Tablet up there, that's right. Yep.
Oh, would have put that tablet in logic too.
There are times where chat's talking about like a decision-making process here. Maybe not the most consistent thing ever, but there have been times where, I tell myself, well, if I haven't done a thing by the certain time, then I'm just not going to. And for Hutch, it could be that he's just made a decision that the cane is not nice, but because if it's not, and we know it's not, for his process, the word is if. If it's not, you're going to save time.
True.
Even if it's hard, you can't really see how right away.
I mean, we saw it when... Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's good. It's just if it is in there, you're in big trouble. So this isn't a common play. I mean, it is for me because I'm crazy.
Well, when Zeph was on the mountain earlier, we didn't see Tower of Terror because they didn't have the hammer until they went to Agina after. What if the Red Cane was in Hera because he was supposed to have the hammer from beginning of Logic?
Yeah, I guess that, yeah. Since you mentioned it's like I say, that puts Hera in an earlier sphere than we had played the seed out to be. So yeah, it could have a higher chance of hiding things. Somebody's going to tell me that that isn't what dictates placement at all, because honestly I have no idea. But it does. It just seems to me like the earlier stuff is a higher of a likelihood of finding something that there is.
Well, because we had early hook shot as well. I don't know.
And then the mirror showed up on top of that, so that wouldn't matter, but it is easier to get there now, at least. The biggest reason I say stuff like this is because sometimes when you get this Agassi, like you're supposed to get a sword or a cape in the fire, right? Seems like a lot of the time you get your sword, and then your cape, and then your other two swords, and then the lamp. It's like the game has this extra push for you. Maybe it's just psychological stuff, or I don't know. It's something to do with the feel that I don't understand.
Maybe it's just because we've become so accustomed to getting randoed that we're just waiting to get randoed again. That's all.
Keep walking back into it for some reason. But Hutch has, decided to just call it quits on the overworld or underworld cane here, and it's okay. You won't lose time there. You just won't gain any on your opponent.
Well, he's still not in a bad position. Both runners still playing a heck of a race.
Yeah, as you go through these, you tend to see that, based on how things go, you may alter your aggressiveness based on how you think you're doing. Sometimes it backfires, but you try to look
for it. I mean, being a new mentee in this tournament this year, I would honestly say I know that like when I'm playing and I'm racing, I'm going at this point going, all right, I'm behind. My opponent has to have found this. This was where it was, and this was in that spot. Ooh, nice half magic there. But honestly, in reality of it, a lot of the other aspect is that a lot of runners don't think of is if they had just as much trouble finding it, you might have had just as much trouble as they did. They might have had it too. It's not just you. Sometimes it's not just as easy as you think it is.
Yeah. I mean, I still play like I'm behind all the time. And I live with it.
But it's just, like I said, you just can't get in your own head. You gotta just relax and just play. It's just another game.
You'll notice on the third little triangle down, there are 3 light blue pixels. What you want to do here is take your shadow and cover up just the first one. And that'll get you there. But of course, you only have the bomb fuse in order to get that done. It's a little too far. It's not easy. Never has been.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, so bypassing it here, I think there's still an out for Hutch, but I don't often look at this. It's just, this is your get dungeon done now, even if you don't have a cane. It's the biggest reason for doing that.
Oh yeah.
In fact, now the only way you can get it done is by doing it the vanilla way, and I haven't seen that in 30 years. Which only works if you get all your keys. In fact, I should know. Well, if I could remember what was on Cold Stare, I could tell you, but I don't.
I don't believe it was an item of significance on Cold Stare, but I could be mistaken. I'm sure Chad will practice in a moment.
And that's just it. If it was a small key, then yeah, we'll take it, Chad. But if it's a small key, then Hutch can't get this done. I don't think. That's the key that gets you out of the right side. That's where that one goes. So typically you don't run into this stuff, but I wonder here. I don't expect to see it, but if you could be concerned about keys and you wanted to save one, I guess you could mirror back to the start so that you don't have to walk through the locked door. But I'm thinking about it. I think you have to anyway when you're trying to flip the switches. Caneless and blockless. So.
Nice diverless down over there. Oh, there's the cane.
Yep. Swamp
Zeph
it is.
out.
So that's going to be, yeah, let's go mode for him.
Yes, it is.
116-ish. Not too much left either, just TR on the way to the GT. TR, you know, it's one of those things. It's the last dungeon you're typically supposed to do, and we still like to be able to do that here. So you save yourself a mountain trip.
Plus the ease of access right to Ganon's Tower straight from there.
So Cane Go guarantees that. That's one nice thing about it.
Well, we know one thing. Ain't nothing in Hera.
True that. There'll always be the things we'll guess about, you know, powder, cane, cape. No cane or cape could be a fun game, and you know, we're pretty well equipped as it is, but I like having at least one of them.
You'll never see me complain about a cane or a cape before I go and fight Ganon.
We could just run into them in GT. Another sword.
You think that cape could be conveniently hanging on the torch for us?
Could be. At least you know it's fireproof.
Even Ganon's fire can't penetrate it.
So I started doing this thing with a mirror here. Or no, this is right. I was going to say. I used to do the one chest first, and then the fire rod, crystal rune, roller rune. Not crystal, roller.
Yeah, that's what I used to do too.
But I guess this is faster. Less total travel, I suppose.
I think it's the screen transitions because you gotta to transition from both the rooms rather than just the one.
See all kind of stats for Chomp's room, and to me, Chomp's room is called just as long as you get through it. Because that's just not always a guarantee. So, Hutch, yeah, like we figured, did have the keys. and was able to do this a vanilla way, and I don't miss it.
To be honest with you, was it right when I was practicing with the first open tournament? I was a couple weeks ago. I had a caneless hammerless, not caneless hammerless, just caneless swamp. I was like, yeah, they're not swamp ice palace. I couldn't remember how to get through it myself. I got stuck.
Yeah, I don't know that I've done it. Even like the whole time I'd done rando, I just don't think I ever bothered.
I couldn't remember it. It was terrible. I was laughing so hard because I couldn't remember how to do it vanilla because it's been so long.
Yeah, I bet the first time, well, probably any times I would have had to try to like early when I was messing up, I probably just didn't get the right keys, and that was it. Let cold stare down now for Hutch, and for them it'll just be a matter of choosing to go to swamp. But like you had mentioned, there are other choices.
Hopefully they go over to swamp.
Looks like it. There's the reasons I have for not doing stuff like this. Pod is the other one where, I just put it off if it doesn't seem like I need to be there because it just takes a while to get to this stuff. You do the whole.
I guess for me, it would depend on the level of progression I'm at. Like, if I'm just looking for one or two items, I mean, I might dip swamp here before I'd go to pod.
It's just, but like in this one too, is the same way. You have this prerequisite to even get in the door. I mean, ultimately, the right decision is wherever the item is, and no matter how good your reasoning is, if it's not there, you're wrong. Thanks, Rando, but that's a good check to make first, since it wasn't already done. Trineps now for Zeph. Do this from the back with tempered. This scares me. I don't like doing this. So more power. Yeah, that's why you have them.
Exactly. Anything is faster than dying, especially at this point when we have no safety door.
Yeah, a number of times I bought potions and I'm like, I'll be fine. And it's like, okay, why did I mean, questionable?
Yeah, honestly, if I'm in the area, if I'm using the flute, it just takes an extra few seconds. Grab them and go. Trust me, I love me some blue.
I say we're starting. If you guys want, you can throw some numbers out, 1 to 22, as to where you think the big big key is going to be. Just for the heck of it, really.
I know where the big chest is.
Yeah, that would be number 23. If they had the big key in it, we have an issue.
Weird. The cane was in Swamp Palace, Diverless Down chest.
Yeah, seems like when something's in that swamp, it's that room. If you're missing a sword by the end of the game, it's in swamp somewhere. But Hutch on the right track, which is good. We'll come up with it shortly. I'm gonna go 10 just because 1 and 2 is too late.
I'll go 16.
So you choose left or right after Hoop Room. Easy choice when you don't have a key. Also tends to be
hanging up there.
When the big key is on the right. So you'll start to see runner preferences start to really take shape because there's a bunch of choices you can do, and none of them are better than another one.
See the left side swamp there from Hutch.
Yeah, I don't like skipping stuff either, but especially as a pendant, this is probably what I would be doing. And of course, yeah, again, it's wrong, but if it isn't wrong, you feel pretty good.
I mean, I probably wouldn't. If it was if I was in Hutch's shoes, I'd probably just jet through to the boss, hit the checks, and then hope nothing's on the left side. And if I have to come back, I have to come back. You know, I've already lost the time either way at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with that Specky clip, I guess both of those choices are pretty similar. The big key placement, along with remaining item count, has something to do with that. Like if the key is on the left, like it is here, and you've done it first, that's the best case scenario for having done it first, but you can't really know this stuff. I did come up with a blue cane, though, so at least you know where that is. Diver down, and there's two what would we say, two setups and multiple methods each. I know exactly two, but it was on the later list for me. Actually did Icebreaker first, somehow.
I can do diverless down. That's about it. It's Swamp Palace. I'm still working on the other ones.
There's the boots and the big key. Hutch staring at the go mode here, just has to figure out how to get there. Thing is, this all muscle memory for me, so I'm watching and like trying to think, okay, what do we do here? So when I'm watching it, I can't like figure it out. I think, okay, so what I do here is I nudge into the stairs and then use left or right to back out, same way the door state works.
Chat letting us know that was 11, by the way, for those keeping count.
Okay, well, so
sorry,
close.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, this is important stuff. But Fernap got it. Billed right over top of me, which I didn't see, or maybe I wouldn't have said 10. Hard to win that way. I will survive somehow. But no right side, at least.
Just giving up on the diverless down. Gonna just go the vanilla way on it. I don't blame him. I honestly, after a few shots, I would have given it up too. Why waste the time in the bombs when I could just do it? Just sit through the animation. If I didn't have boots, I'd probably give it another try or two.
Yeah, I'm I'm not even sure how important your vertical alignment and what you want is 1 pixel of a gap between the shadow and the trim on the floor. That's what I look at. Because at that point you can just walk into the bomb and that should put you in.
Hutch now in go mode, heading over to Rock to try to get through there and head over to GT after.
I love this room. The pick your spot on the bridge and hope you don't get speared. I'm always wrong, seems like.
I accidentally screwed up that room so many times, including a mirror or two by accident.
I wonder if Zeph was going to check these or Sean's going to tell him to heck with it. It's just,
oh, I have a feeling he's telling him to heck with it.
yeah, it's just going to be a gold sword and all that, but I don't know. I just open boxes. It's kind of what I do. Certainly don't recommend it. Gotta get that one, huh?
Well, you never know. It could have been the gold sword right there.
Yep. So could the other three, so could a lot of other things, so it would have been funny. Agonometry, they call it. Get your angles worked out. Simulator 2026. 2016.
Ooh, just missing a double hit there, Zeph. That's
I'm generous with that one. This one looks pretty okay.
just a pixel or two. That was me staying.
Not as easy as it looks. Timing, placement, everything to consider. So. Well, speaking of which, in the immediate area, the Wizrobe rooms in the tower are also another thing that early on I see people hitting them with the cane block and like, okay, you guys are nuts. Now it's just, it's like expected.
Pretty quick and easy.
Yeah, I know. But my thinking was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's only foolish if it doesn't work. It worked.
Yeah, I was an ether kid. I just hit him with that. So tempered fight. We're just taking our slashes here. Now, when Ganon's one tile away from the wall, you can speed it up a little bit and just get behind and do some spins. This dash strat is another one that scares me. Seems like you have to be. It's easy to time for me once or twice. After that, I kind of lose it.
Not to mention, we've only got blue mail.
Yeah, so that's 3 hits if you have red, but only 2 currently. I believe we're out of bottle contents.
No, I think they have a green left, possibly. I think they picked one up in Turtle Rock.
Oh, bottles that would keep us alive, I guess.
2 greens, sorry. Thank you, Chad,
Yeah.
for correcting me.
Yeah, if we can craft them up to a red, it'd be good, but I don't think they invented it in games for another 15 years. I think. Wouldn't Wind Waker have something like that?
I'm sure I couldn't tell you.
Yep, just got to be careful, and that's okay. Just like you'd mentioned before, in many situations, taking a little time beats the heck out of dying.
Exactly. I mean, you know you've got a couple of goos left that'll at least get you some more firepower. Just take your time. There's no rush.
See, now knowing you get hit with a bat and it sends you the opposite direction you were moving for a handful of tiles can be helpful, but not even then does it always save you. At any rate, that would be 4 silver arrows. And time to get your GGs in, because looks to me like we're going to be able to cross this bridge here tonight. The real final boss. It's like about a time of 1:35:22.
That's very nice.
It's not a bad time, all considered. We didn't have to do Aga like we might have, almost. We did have to do Pen Swamp to a point.
Nothing really came out and tricked us too much.
Well, definitely seen worse. We will all take it.
Go see this morning where what was it? Bo was on Argus, which was a pendant. My first bow wasn't until like it was literally my item for go mode. It was rough.
Argus and Cold Stare seem to love to have lamps. I've seen the bow sometimes. Yeah, it's not spectacular.
Cool. Just being told we're going to have Zeph coming in for a quick interview. GG Zeph. Welcome in.
Welcome on in, today's winner. GG's.
GG's.
How did you feel about that?
It was pretty good seed. It felt pretty linear. Like I just like followed where the items were guiding me, and it kind of just worked out. My mentor Sean like helped with like guiding me in specific areas, but it was like not super complicated of a seed, I think.
All right, I do have one quick question though. That hammer on Agina, how did you feel when you found it?
Oh yeah, that changed because we had a game plan before, and then once I got that, I was like, okay, straight to pod EP, and then like everything else kind of fell into place. There's like a little bit of like debate where like we were thinking like later on in the seed after that, after Ice Palace, I was like, okay, I'll do Pyramid, and then Pyramid Ledge, and Pyramid Ledge, then Catfish, but I got Fire Rod, and then or like, all right, Skullwoods, and then again, like debating on whether to do Catfish after Graveyard Ledge, and then to either go Hera or Swamp, because I was on the last item, but I just picked Swamp, even though Hera might have been like faster checks maybe, but Swamp just felt like quicker to me, and I feel way more confident. Like I didn't want to climb the mountain twice, so.
Yeah, I had mentioned that when it came up on somebody's end that that Swamp has a prerequisite. It is just a time tax to get in, right? And ultimately it's wherever the item is, and that's where it was. But it's like you say, if you go to Hera, you're at least getting your stuff a little quicker. And
Yeah.
that's the right one.
I was voting Hera. I mean, because when I figured out that the hammer was there in Agina's cave, I was like, you know what? Hera could have been done earlier when he was up there if he had the hammer, but I don't know. I was thinking it was Hera, but apparently Swamp paid off for you.
Yeah, it just I mean, sometimes just rando being rando, so I just got lucky on that front.
Sometimes you just got to go with your gut, and apparently it paid off well for you.
Yeah.
Good job, good game.
Thank you. I felt like I didn't make too many mistakes, so it felt like a good run overall.
Yeah, I actually don't have anything to pick at you for, so I would agree.
I'm sure Sean has. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was. We were going over here about the hammer being early, and then I started this whole spiel about like, well, okay, so that could mean, like you said, Hera could potentially have more things. But then I just remembered something, that the Moon Pearl was behind a lamp, which was not much later, but still pretty early.
Yeah, I ended up because I got Moon Pearl by breaking it from Old Man. So that kind of like confused me a little bit because I was like, okay, that means the lamp has to be somewhere like really early, but
Yeah, and then we found, and
I
that's
believe
what.
the lamp was Paradox Cave, right?
Yeah. So you had to get your hook above Old Man, and then go to the right, and then come back for Old Man if you're following the logic to the letter, which we'd never do in the case of Old Man. But that's what I meant. It was Moon Pro was behind that lamp, right? But that wasn't too far. So.
Yeah, it wasn't. We'll just backtrack a little bit.
And not to cut you guys off, but we do have Hutch doing his climb on up into GT. He got the big key. He's on his way up.
Gotta tune in.
Oh yeah, taking out those right there, heading over now.
Did you consider skipping the silvers at some point before? I know you eventually worked them into the Ice Palace trip. Was that a consideration for you?
Not really. When me and my mentor Sean were talking, because I was playing so like, I felt like I played pretty clean to my standards. And the way that we were hitting progression items, like literally like right, like for example, right at the end of like Skull Woods or Agina Cave and stuff, or not Skull Woods, but at the end of Agina's, like getting hammer, and then it was just like going well. So we felt like we were kind of ahead, and it was like, okay, silvers aren't like that out of the way, so might as well route them in because we're probably ahead, and it'll make the Ganon fight a bit easier. But my adrenaline was pumping for Ganon, so I don't think it made it that much faster, honestly.
Well, I mean, they're never not nice to have, so I was just wondering if you were ever planning on trying it.
Yeah, no, not really, but I think we were gonna route him in, no matter what, I think.
I did see that earlier. I was wondering why you were giving up the silvers. I thought that would have been quicker to grab them then.
Yeah, we talked about that, but I didn't need them for when I did pod and EP, because I have the Eastern Palace quick kill, and then I had tempered for Helmasaur, so I didn't feel like I had to grab him at that moment, and it just felt more convenient to grab him when I went to Ice Palace.
Sean's saying that. I guess, yeah, we didn't notice anybody look at it either. Stun drop, which I guess was $20. Is that what it was?
Oh.
I mean, we had all the money we could have wanted within 5 minutes, I think. So, I mean,
we've got Hutch over here in the Lambo room using spin strats there.
That was a nice double spin. Or
Oh,
a nice
really
spin
was.
on both. Oh, very nice.
We knew what you meant. A nice spin there to get the two hits, the two Lambos out there.
Here's a funny little thing here. I guess it doesn't matter because there's no powder, but if you choose to refill your health on the room before, it throws off the Lambo timing. Change your strat. I started talking and forgot we didn't have powder, so.
That's what, alright, it happens. A nice little tip and trick to know for future references.
There was a blue cane on the left side of Swamp, Zeph. He went straight to the back, which was the right call. That was another thing that we were talking about. It was like, how much do we want one of those two safeties there in the bottom right of the menu in general? But we made it work.
Yeah, my mentor was, John was telling me he was a little nervous without Invulns, and I also was, but I was able to make it work, so.
That's because Sean was watching my stream earlier, and I had Bow and Argus in the back of Swamp, which was my Gomo item, and it was a pendant. So it was just funny that it came up as a green pendant for your seat as well.
Yeah.
And that there was an item that you needed for Go mode in there.
Oh yeah, and we blew red on the red potion on Trinex.
Yeah, see, that's
definitely the right call, though, especially when you didn't have the safety door.
Yeah.
I was saying at the time, like, it brought up the anecdote for me that we, a lot of us like to be stubborn and buy the things and then not use them. And you use the word blue, like, it's because, you know, you're free. You want to make sure you hope you don't need it later type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better to just use the thing. It's just hard to make your mind do it sometimes, I think, whenever you just...
Fortunately, Hutch takes a whack from the Moldor, and the worm whacked him off at the wedge. At ledge.
Yeah, this...
Like,
They really love worms in Zelda land. The worms don't love us.
he's hiring out the Moldor. It's fine. I understand.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to say, it's easy to poke when you're trying to spin. This is why, for a long time, I would fight facing away from him, so I didn't poke him, and then I got told, you don't want to do that, because you're going to get run over. So I guess now I don't, but...
I really like doing the hook shot strat for it.
I get bullied by that Moldorm so often, so I feel Hutch's pain. I really do. It's like the more I learn about the complicated aspects of the game to pull them off, the more the easy things like avoiding the Moldorm slip right out of my grasp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can...
Like as a kid, I could dodge that Moldorm like there was no tomorrow. Now, as an old man, no. Nope, not at all.
You can, I was going to say, there's a, you know, it's a SNES game, right? So there's patterns to everything, and I guess Moldorms, it runs a counter, and it just, I think it's random turn every tick out of 8, except for number 8, which points them right at you, and if you know that, you might save yourself a few falls over the long run. It more or less it just works out to, he hasn't come after you directly in a while, he's probably going to.
Noted.
Play that way. I don't remember how long the full 8-tick cycle lasts, but we're going to head for the Bonky Tree. This is a nice one to know about.
Well, if he checked the ferry, the water pyramid ferry, he would know there's blue goo.
Yeah, looks like he does.
I guess that's what he's doing.
Once at all. It's fair.
I don't blame him.
The ferry also. You always have the ferry. Well, no, you don't. You have to have boots, but you might more often have the ferry. That's the little ferry, not this one.
This will be Hutch's first time getting sub 2 hours in the tournament.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what he's aiming for. Yeah, I just looked at the race results there, and honestly, if I was sitting in his shoes, I'd be going for that blue goo too for safety, just for the sub 2. If it's, I don't know if it's a PB or not, but you know, just for it to sub 2, you know.
Yeah. It's not. I don't think it's a PB. But in the tournament is nice. Oh.
As was mentioned before, you managed to avoid them, but I guess what the game does is it sends you the opposite direction from where you were traveling when you get hit with a bat. So the strat there, I guess, is if you find out you're going to get hit and you know you're not going to get out of the way, you have to let go before you hit it, which is much harder than it sounds.
Yeah, because it like reverses your like movement.
Oh, luckily for him, he's right there at the Pyramid Fairy. He can get a nice little refill, and he could still knock this out sub 2. Chat told me it's not a PB for him, but hey, it's still always nice to get sub 2.
Yeah, I really took my time on avoiding the bats, especially because I was so low towards the end of the fight. I think it's just better to be safe than sorry, especially just at the end.
Pig is huggable, but not preferred. It's 6 harder than Blue Mail, I guess.
Oh, I was just about to say Hutch might want to use a potion or take a cane out.
Real quick, just because we're doing Final Fantasy adjacent things. Blue Mail Hug is 48 HP. So I guess each heart breaks down into 8. So if you like HP, there you go. I think that's how that end screen works. That we see, damage taken is just how many 8ths of a heart you've been through.
Oh, yeah, each heart is 8 HP, chat is telling us.
Yep. I did too. But that's okay. The only time you ever really notice is if you take like an armored hit from a bee or something. Or maybe, I don't know if armor even matters, but I think it's the bees that get involved with it. There we go.
Get GG's in chat for Hutch.
Let's see if Panda can pull Hutch in here. We can have a chat.
We're going to be getting Hutch in here for a moment to chit chat and get a little post race interview with him, see how he feels about that seed. Right, here he is. GG Hutch.
Hey. Oh,
GG.
my God.
Going.
I can't believe I fell on Ganon. I fell on Muldorm too. Oh. No, good run, though.
Yeah, how did you feel about the placements and things like that?
Something was telling me swamp, and I kept bypassing it. I should have just gone. Yeah, there's a few things. Obviously, bomb diver down. Ice Palace bomb jump. I get that about 1 in 10, so that's something I need to work on. But yeah, no. Other than the Canis Maria, I thought I was doing pretty well. Then I hit. Oh, I didn't need to hit finish. my
Yeah,
my cup's still going.
I was going to tell you eventually, but it's all good.
Yeah. No,
How'd you
it
feel
was.
about that hammer placement there on Agina? What did you think when you found that hammer there? Knowing it was
Yeah,
sitting there the whole time.
normally when I run, I'll hit Dam and then Agina. But something was telling me just to deal with that at Desert. So, yeah, that was interesting. I should have just gone with my gut and just done Agina, save and quit, then moved over and finished out the
It's all
South
right.
route.
Your Zeph didn't find it till I believe it was only a few minutes before you did. It was you guys were pretty well paced together. A bit of divergence. I believe it was when you guys went to the Dark World there. When you went to Pod Hutch. That's
Yeah.
where you guys had ended up splitting up, and otherwise you guys are pretty much covering each other's tracks. You both played very well.
Oh, cool.
Just Zeph moved a little bit faster there.
And at the end, me falling, I can't believe I took 2 deaths to Ganon. Or I guess there was 1 and I fell. So, whatever. It was good. It was a fun run. Zeph,
Yeah, you
congratulations.
played a great game.
Thank you. GG.
Yeah, GG.
You do both runners.
Somebody was pointing out not too long ago on one of these streams that especially whenever we're doing Go Fast, and you play these games, it's like some boss other than the final boss ends up somehow being harder than the final boss, but has never been the case in almost any of the modes that we run here on ALTTPR. So, I mean, dying again and gets us all.
Yeah.
Old, new, whatever. So
I got in my head, and that's the thing. Turtle Rock. I mean, I had a good Turtle Rock, and then something I just got in my head, and I started spacing out a little bit. So, but yeah, no, a good run, especially 135, because I think I was still in Turtle Rock during that time. So really good.
Yeah, I just I don't know, the items just came to me and I played well enough. I don't think I had any deaths. So I just had a good day today with the randomizer.
Yeah. I was trying to keep my bonk down, so I started to in the beginning, and then the end I just started hitting everything.
Well, one of the differences was definitely that hammer. Zeph didn't go over to Pod and Eastern until after he had gotten the hammer off Agina, whereas you went in and dipped Pod and then had to go back out Hutch. I mean, that might have made up a little bit of difference there over time, but you guys, like I said, played very well. Great game by both of you. GG.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to my mentor, Sean. He's an absolute beast of a player, and he's helped me so much. I feel like I've gone like 5 times as good from his mentoring. So just want to give a shout out to him, and then all the other mentors that have helped me also. But Sean's my main mentor, so gotta shout him out. Awesome dude, helps so much.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the first win. I knew one of us had to take it, so
yeah. Thank you. The adrenaline's still pumping a little bit, so
yeah. I'm a little bit bummed, but that's rando. So just
yeah, it
pick
happens.
It up
just gotta pick up exactly next week.
Yep. Oh, cool.
Well, good luck to the both of you on your next week. How many more before you got to do this on your own? Did they tell you about that?
I think it's 3 more weeks, right? Because 6 weeks of mentor runs and then it's bracket.
Alrighty. Well, good luck with them, and GG's once again.
Okay,
Yep. Thank you.
thanks. See you guys.
Again, I'd like to thank chat for joining us this evening on Go Mode Podcast. We have more matches coming up. That was our race this evening. Until next time.